We're here.
We are here.
We're here. We're the Controversy Podcast, episode 37. We're here.
Oh, this how close we gotta be?
Yes, this is how close we gotta be. We're here.
Yes, we are here.
We can't even
here.
see you in the camera, Rob. How you doing?
I am good. How are you? How are you?
New setup, new podcast. We got two guests. Super excited. Rob is here.
I am.
I'm talking awkwardly close to Tay right now. I didn't realize how short this headphone thing was gonna be until we got it started. But I feel great. We got two fantastic guests. Y'all can introduce yourselves.
Alright, I guess I'll go first. I'm Tay. I'm from Philly. I am a showcase manager. Yeah, that's me.
Yes, hi, my name is Leona. I'm also from Philadelphia, and I am a meetup organizer. And the group I run is called the 20s and 30s Philly Metro Social Shenanigans Group.
Okay. Awesome. Wow.
The candle.
Okay, well, that's good. And of course, my name is Griffin, and we got Julian, Rob, Jay Wizzle on the track.
Yes. I'm right here.
How you feel today?
I'm feeling great today. How are you guys feeling?
Good enough. I mean,
Good enough.
It's a good Sunday. I feel like, what I mean, it's not too bad. The weather is pretty good, but I'm feeling good. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's definitely a summer Sunday.
I feel like we're very, very close for
No,
Sunday.
we are.
We're extremely close.
We're
We're
very
Like physically wise, or
yeah, like physically. I feel like we're
Sometimes you gotta get a little close to somebody.
It's amazing. So they switched the studio around. We're trying to work it out. But I think we needed the awkward, closeness because of our topic today, Dealbreakers.
You gotta get close to each other. You gotta feel each other. Feel each other's heartbeat. Feel the aroma. Feel each other's emotions. Feel it.
That sounds like serial killer vibes to me.
right?
Serial killer vibes, though.
You said you gotta get close to that heartbeat. You said that.
Well, you gotta feel that heartbeat.
We have to share
Feel
skin,
it.
guys.
Feel it.
Right.
Oh yes.
Right. Oh man.
Look. This is what I gotta say. All y'all gotta do is just feel each other. It's just. Oh yeah, feel emotion.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, I'm done. But on the for real, this is the World of Controversy podcast. The podcast that gives you all points of controversy.
Okay, I already went through that. I feel great today.
Feel great. Okay, now we are starting off with: can you compromise a deal breaker?
I think by definition you can't. No, me personally, I've talked to my family about this. By definition, a deal breaker is a strong preference you can't compromise on. I mean, like, if you could, it would just be a preference. Am I wrong? That being said, I could make the argument that you can compromise. Now, I'll tell you why. Let's say certain deal breakers someone could change over time. Let's say I didn't want to date women that were like obese or whatever. And that woman starts to lose weight while we're talking, not while we're in a relationship, while we're talking. I could compromise on my deal breaker because the woman has begun the process to lose the weight.
Right.
But if it was like, okay, I can't date someone who's white. Well, he or she, couldn't change the race.
No, I feel you. I feel like when you mentioned that, like, basically just things that you can change, like, not just physically, but let's say you kicking it with somebody, y'all go on dates, whatever, and then you start to realize, like, they don't get up early enough for you.
Right.
Like, all right, so you can offer them an incentive, like, all right, get up early and I'll buy you breakfast for the next week or something. I don't know. That's something you could change. So it's not all physical. Like, people think like, I don't like the way he keeps his hair, so I'm going to tell him, like, it's not even just that. Like, certain things are habits that, like, you can grow out of. And I feel like at times, depending on the person, you can grow out of it naturally. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody
Yeah.
has to highlight, like, oh, I don't like this about you, so if you want to be with me, you got to change. Sometimes it's like, well, dang, like, I actually like this person. So
Right.
I'm naturally going to change certain habits. I'm not going to eat certain things. I'm not going to stay up too late or go to bed too late or...
Yeah, and that's a nice
stuff
little
like that.
compromise. Yeah. How about you, Leona? Can you compromise on the deal breaker?
It would depend on the deal breaker.
Mm.
So, I guess some deal breakers would be an individual that had a different perspective on something. Let's say there's some people I've known that were dating an individual that was trans, and they didn't know the person was trans, and that was something they were like, oh, I don't know if I could date somebody that transitioned or not. But as they didn't start off as dating, they were just as friends over time, because it wasn't that the individual had this inherent hatred for someone that was just trans. It was just they've never met somebody who was, and they got to know each other as people, and they enjoyed each other's companies with similar values and similar perspectives on life, and they turned out to start dating for a while. And at some point they did end their relationship, so they were no longer dating, but they felt more comfortable as friends than dating as partners. And I think that that person got to know somebody who had a different viewpoint of how they felt themselves about their gender.
Wow.
Okay.
Man, imagine.
I'm imagining it.
No, I'm saying, you're talking to someone trans, and then that will make you question your own gender. Dang.
Well, I mean, not them question their gender, just like of who they could possibly be attracted to.
Okay.
That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
So
okay, you're right. Because if I seen, if some of these, and not me, but if some of these guys were to see, some of these women some of these men that turned into women, they would be like, listen, I don't care what your past was. I think I could pursue him, her, whoever, you know what I mean? So that is something to think about. No, I just think it's something to think about because it is something, Now, as for me, if I have a deal breaker, I know that I couldn't pass that line. So, and, the trans thing, that wouldn't even be on my mind. I know with me, some religious stuff, the person got to be Christian, you know what I mean?
Wait, your trans thing would not cross your mind?
Now that it came up, it might, I'm not going to lie, it probably would be for me. I never thought about...
But you know what? If, your preference is you got to be Christian, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be Christian.
Yeah.
I mean, they could believe in God, but I don't see them, being fully devoted to Christianity. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. It could be a whole trans church out here, and I just...
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Well, there's difference between someone's sexuality and a person who identify as their gender. Because think of an individual who was born intersex. When you're born with both genders, and your parents, whoever they are, they had to make the decision of choosing one or the other.
Oh my gosh.
So those situations come up, and those individuals, let's say I don't remember their specific name, but they were born with both sets of gender, and their parents...
I would date an intersex person, though. Yeah. I probably would.
So when this person... So when this person, their parents made this individual into a female, presenting, growing up, and they did nature versus nurture of having that individual... come up in an upbringing of traditional feminine qualities, but that person felt something that was off about them for a while. It's why they were, geared towards feeling hey, I want to play with these toys that are traditionally meant for masculine features, And it wasn't until they were older that their parents confessed to them about hey, this is what happened, and they went through the transition of getting back to who they originally felt they were. And unfortunately, this individual, it was a big story in the 90s, and it's very, very sad, they ended up committing suicide.
Jeez.
Because they could not, deal with their mentality at the time. And it's really difficult when people, when your family hide things like that about yourselves, and you grow up and having a mixed sense of your identity. So that's what I'm saying. There's difference between sexuality and gender.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, gender dysphoria, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, that's what it's called?
I believe so.
I swear there's a phobia and phobia for everything.
Not even a phobia, dysphoria, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what
Yo, take on me cracking up on this. Alright, so, you know, and I don't know how many people in here were dating trans people, but I want to talk about dating, heterosexual people in my life. There were certain times that I brought up the fact that I don't want kids, and some of these Christian women were out here acting like, you know what I mean, they ain't want to fool with me no more.
Wait, is that
So,
the truth?
huh?
That's the truth?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So they be like, oh yeah, well that's my deal breaker. You gotta have to, want to be a father. You want to have kids.
Shout out to them if you don't want to have kids.
Yeah, more power to those people.
That was me-ish for a long time. It's still, ooh, you don't start leaning.
What was that?
it's a ghost.
Yeah, that was weird. So much weird stuff happened on this podcast.
That
Keep
is-
going. I'm sorry.
No, that was me for the longest time. And, I mean, I would tell people that, but I don't know if, like, nobody ever really told me, like, that's a deal breaker. Like, I feel like I expressed that at a young enough age where the people that I dealt with probably didn't even want kids at the time either.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, like,
Yeah.
cool, we in the same boat. We living life, enjoying life, having fun. So kids really don't come into question. But actually, that is in my notes. Kids, I feel like if you do have kids together,
Right.
or if the person you deal with, you got close to their kids. So either
come
a
on.
step parent or, like, oh, I just like Mr. So-and-so or Miss such and such, something like that. I feel like you do have to compromise for the sake of the kids, because I just think kids should have a strong sense of expectancy. So, like, seeing the same person often should be a thing. But on the flip side, I also feel like if a kid can tell that there's, like, problems wrong in the relationship, I don't think you should stay, because I don't think you should show the kids that, like, you have to stay. You don't have to stay. You don't have to do anything. So I think it's like,
Okay, so
what?
that was such a contradiction from
I
point A
know.
to point C.
I know, and I'm very
That made absolutely because you just contradicted yourself.
Germ.
All right,
No,
all right.
it's cool.
She is speaking.
It's cool.
She is speaking to my soul right now.
No, because I like what she said though.
Right.
These kids really should see the same
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
They got people walking in and out their house, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, yo, you should stay if them kids are in that
she's
picture.
saying if it's really, really bad. She's
Yeah.
saying if the love is toxic, right?
Yeah. It's like, what are you showing your kids? Like, what example are you showing them? Because, like, honestly, you can have a toxic relationship with your partner, but then the partner and you can have a great relation, like, and with the kids can have a great relationship. So it's like I feel like you really have to think about what's the deal breaker. Like, did you get cheated on? I can't
Right.
do this anymore. Did you steal money from me? I can't do this
Ooh.
anymore. Did you
That's a
use
deal breaker for you?
what?
Stealing money from you?
Yes.
So if
mean the
if a
kids?
guy were to steal some money, you can't date that person no more.
No.
Is that
Can you date a girl that stole money from you?
yeah?
My thing is this.
That's literally stole
Yeah.
money from you.
No, I really mean, like, steal money. Like, not like, oh, babe, I went over $20 on
Right.
the car. I mean, literally, like,
She robbed you of your
200
money.
is missing from my safe, from my account. Like, that's what I mean.
Or if
still.
she took all your money and ran, you'll go back to her.
Wow.
Well, if she ran, then that's it.
Yeah, if she ran, then that.
But let's say she
She-
come back again. Would you take her, Germ?
Oh nah.
And that's
But
what
I'm not.
mean.
I got common sense. But here's my thing: a deal breaker is meaning that you can't compromise on it. If that guy did everything right up until him stealing $20,
You're out.
really.
But that's
See, that's what I'm
me.
saying. I don't
That's-
think that's a
that's-
deal breaker. You don't believe
All right,
in
hold
forgiveness?
on. What you think?
But I think I have had money stolen from me, so no, I would not want to trust an individual that I've dated to steal money, because it leads to the cookie crumbs to other things, like, oh, I took a 5 here, then it increases and increases. Next thing you know, they took your whole car. You'd be like, damn.
No, exactly. Yeah, I can't compromise on that. I can't.
But hold up, sis. So you did compromise for it to go bigger into a car, right?
No, I'm just saying like that is a extreme example.
So
That
it didn't happen
to
the
me.
one time though. So you did have some type of compromise after the first 5 was taken.
No, this isn't from somebody I've.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I'm
got
just saying,
you.
like, for example, if
Right.
somebody like was do that to me, an example, in a fictional sense of if I was dating somebody and I saw there was a 20 miss, and I'm like, okay, like, you know, who took it? You know, was it my roommates? I would like, you know, figure out if it's somebody I live with, or was it somebody I'm dating? I don't want to jump to the conclusion if I was dating somebody and be like, oh, you stole it, you stole my $20. Maybe I did lose it. You know, people drop things all the time. Or maybe, like, you know, I misplaced it somewhere, or somebody else took it that may not have been somebody I was dating.
Right.
I have to look at that factors. If I feel that I'm going to jump to the straight conclusion, like, oh, it's somebody I dated, of course it is. Here's the reason I'm going to break up with them. Like, that sounds insane to me.
Right.
So I need to look at the factors of, like, what it is. If money went missing, was it truly them or somebody else?
Right.
But if I already know that it's really them, like, you know, but if I need to have that be the deal breaker to end that relationship, why would I be in with that person in the first place if I already had suspicions of them acting this way? You know? That could,
Okay.
All right, just like, you know, I feel like you want to ask me something.
No,
There you go.
no, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Rob, talk to me.
Yeah. Now, I'm with you on the children part because children do need to see like a constant person.
Right.
All right, and I can tell you from experience of dating somebody with children.
You have children?
I don't have children. I dated somebody with children.
Oh, you dated?
I dated a few with children. To be honest with you. A little crazy, but
Yeah, trust me.
Did you feel you learned anything from being with that individual?
oh, I learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot.
Did you have any compromise for your deal breakers at the time that changed because of being with this individual?
I hitting
A
on
little
some
closer
stuff.
too, brother. Yeah.
Y'all hitting on some stuff right here. All right.
Yes.
Let me see. I had compromised some deal breakers, messing with certain individuals. Let me see. Let me think. Cause I compromised a lot with my last relationship.
Can y'all just spill it? It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm really waiting. I'm trying to hear what you compromise
You
on.
want the tea over here?
Yeah, and I see her rubbing her hair. I'm like, oh, I'll tell you to get into it.
Alright. Sometimes, hold on. You gotta let it marinate sometimes. You gotta let it simmer.
Just rip it off. We just want to know.
Alright,
That's
we
what I'm
ripping the
saying.
ball off, okay? Since y'all don't want to let it simmer. Y'all can't let nothing simmer a little bit. Man. That's why some of y'all can't cook.
Alright, so
Yeah,
He said we can't cook.
I
some
said
of
that's
y'all-
why
he
some
said
people
some of
can't
y'all.
cook. You don't
He
want
said
to
y'all. He meant women.
Uh,
Yeah, I know
No.
he meant women.
No, I
So
did
then-
not.
Wait, alright, so like, I guess to reiterate her question about
Oh, they want to know.
like, would you date somebody with a child again? Like, is it something about the kids specifically that like?
I would date somebody with a child again.
Mm,
I do have like I am really good with children, so I would date somebody with a child again. Now, one thing is, I gotta make sure they got a good headspace though, because
I feel you.
some of these single moms are not good in their head.
I wouldn't know.
You want to say something about that? Or?
Wait, you have kids?
No, I do not have
Oh,
children.
okay.
But
What?
I've been on a date with an individual that did have a child, and you know, ultimately we ended up not going forward after a couple of dates, and the reason why was because they were still getting themselves into that space. Like, you know, before, when I was much younger, you know, I'm in my 30s now. When I was much younger, I was not comfortable dating somebody in my early 20s who had children, and everyone thought like, oh, but you need to know, like, you know, so many life experience. I couldn't compromise myself at the time because I felt I didn't date enough yet, or I haven't experienced enough life to handle the responsibility of having a child beyond just like, you know, your time. It's also all your mental spacing, your energy, and I wasn't sure when I was younger if I was capable of doing that. Now that I'm in my 30s, I feel comfortable if whoever I end up dating next, I think it'll be cool. When I was younger, I wasn't cool with it, but now I'm open to the possibilities of it.
Right. Interesting.
I mean, I feel like after a certain age, like you should expect like a good portion of the people you run into to have at least one or two kids.
Yes.
Like that's how I feel. I mean, I recently was dealing with somebody who had 4 kids, and it wasn't even the kids, and it wasn't even the time. It was the fact that you had 4 kids, and I had to really think about that. Like, you are dealing with stuff that I am trying to relate to because I care about you, but I can't relate. And and after a point, I didn't want to relate. Like, I wanted to relate to doing 23, 24-year-old stuff, not 31, 32 with 4 kids. No, like, so, yeah.
Wow, that's something to think about. And it goes back to, I think the deal breakers change over time. Someone who may have dated someone with kids previously, now that's a deal breaker for them. Obviously, it wasn't your case. And same thing with you. I'm not saying you would never date someone with kids, but, I'm just saying, and to be honest, when you're younger, you may be like, I will never date someone with kids. Now you're 32, 33, and you're like, oh, there's no way I could keep that deal breaker because there's so many people out here with kids.
Exactly.
We're in our 30s. I'm 26, but I'm about to be 26, and there's already a growing amount of women in the dating pool around my age that have kids. So, that was never a deal breaker for me, but,
Well, once you hit your 30s, it's going to be hard to find people without kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. If somebody...
I ain't say it's impossible. I just said it'd be hard to find
It depends on your network.
Especially in, like, that, if you're looking in your same age group or older.
Yeah. It depends on your network and, like where do you, frequently at.
Yep.
And then that'll let you know, okay, most of the people do or don't have kids. I mean, I think kids are a blessing. I don't know if I can see myself dealing with somebody with kids again. Like, my thing used to be this, and I didn't know there was a name for this, territorial, but it was just like, I want to start fresh with somebody. Like, maybe it was like, I don't want my attention being shared. But then that's another thing, like, I don't want to bring this up, but mommy boys and mama girls. Like,
that was an actual deal breaker I heard on a podcast.
Really?
Like, women saying they don't want mama's boys. And that, you know what I mean? If he, all attached to his mom's, they said on his mom's nipple.
You got breast milk, you wiping breast milk.
I mean, that is true. If the person's attached to their mom, nipple, like you said, they're not gonna want that. Now, you do want somebody that loves and respects their mom.
Right.
Yeah, no, of course. Because I feel like your mom is your first female love in any way you want to think about it. Like, that's the first woman you looked at and smiled at and said, like, man, I love my mom. She get on my nerves, but I love my mom. So I feel like when that relationship is solid, then I feel like the relationship with other women, a lot of times will probably be solid, but not always, because some men will prioritize their mom over everything. Ooh. Even hanging out with their friends, and it's like, that's Mom Dukes. That's not your homie. That's not your girl. Like, she has a certain place in your life, in your heart, for whatever you guys do. Outside of that, I feel like the older you get, the more you have to realize, like, you had your 18 to 26 years with your mom and with your dad, because you have daddy's girls. And I feel like daddy's girls and mommy's girls, like, they're in the same category. Like, daddy's girls, they're more like spoiled. Mama's boys, they're more like
baby.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but baby, like a little immature, like a little like, hey mom, how do I? It's like, damn bro, you like 32. Dang, bro, you 32. Like,
Well,
you could Google some stuff, but
yo, this is too much.
I wonder though. I see what Taylor's saying, but I think there's a difference between like the attachment that people have to their parents and the unhealthy attachments to their parents. Because there are parents that are very toxic, but they have raised and how can I say this? Ingrained into their children of this is how you're supposed to be with a future partner.
Right.
And if they treat their partners this way, then it's unhealthy.
Okay.
So I remember there was a guy that I was dating like a long time ago, my early 20s, and I didn't realize that he was that he was overly attached to his mother. I thought, like, when I first met him, I was like, oh, like, he's nice, he's respectable. Right. And then over time, during the year that we were dating, and I saw, like, his unhealthy attachment to his mom. So I remember one time...
What did he do?
He offhand comment that bothered me. I was making us dinner, and he was upset that he was like, oh, like, my mom doesn't do it this way. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, and it started that one sly comment, but I just let it go. Then over time, it started, like, making the comparison of, like, how his mom did something that he was used to as opposed to I was. And we weren't living together or nothing like that. I had my own space, and he lived on his own. But it was just, like, it looks like he was looking for someone to replicate his mom because that's who he was comfortable with. Yeah. So I called him out one day on it and said, like, I don't think you're looking for a partner. I think you're looking for someone to take care of you in a motherly fashion. And he got pissed.
Really?
He got upset, and I'm just like, I think you have some unresolved, childhood traumas with your parents that you need to not project that onto me. And I let him think about that for a while, and then he decided to dump me, and that was perfectly fine.
Oh, y'all were in a relationship.
Yeah, we were in a relationship. So I was like, okay. Like, I wasn't like, okay, but like in the sense of like, all right, this sucked. I spent some time with you. I got to know you. We enjoy each other's company in this relationship. But, you were taking advantage of who I was as a person and taking my energy because of something that you were missing.
Right.
So that was like a deal breaker that I've learned from that relationship is to notice that when someone is trying to replace me for something that they're missing, even though.
Okay.
I had to tell somebody something similar. Like, they went through something as a kid, and then something that I did, I guess it triggered them. But if you let them tell it wasn't a trigger, it was just like they just tried to relate something I did to what happened to them as a kid, and I told them, like, you gotta heal from that. So, like, don't project that on me, because at the end of the day, that's not me. And for me, one thing, I don't know the name for this. I probably do, but, like, don't assassinate my character.
That's the deal breaker right there.
I know who I am. Like, I know who I am. I know my intentions behind everything. So it's like, when you tell me that it's something else or the opposite, it's like, no. Like, I don't want to hear that. And that's a big deal breaker, because now it's like I'm with somebody who's looking at me a certain way. And how do I know that they're not looking at me a certain way in multiple situations? Like, I'm a very, just tell me about myself type of person. Like, you could really tell me right now, your underarm stink. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to do everything I need to do so that they don't stink. Like, I'm that type of person. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. So I feel like when you tell me something that's completely absurd about myself, I get it. Like, everybody has perspectives. Like, I get it. But at the same...
But why is that a deal breaker? Maybe it's just conversation. Maybe they're just trying to see, yo, Taylor, you ever notice about about yourself or something?
See,
why you gotta cut it off at that?
It was extreme, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm a little manipulative, so that was my 13th reason to, like, it's over.
Wow.
Like, I was already I don't even want to say manipulative, but I do want to say that.
No, what you mean you were manipulating him, or you got manipulated?
Well, in this is.
Oh man.
It's crazy you said that, because honestly, we about to go on break.
Yeah, so we are about to go on break. We're the Controversy Podcast. We'll be right back after this very, very, very short break. We're having a good time. Episode 37. We'll be right back.
Okay. We're the Controversy Podcast. We are black.
We are black.
We're back.
We're back.
On the live, like, what's that little phrase?
You asking a lot of questions for someone who ain't produced not one podcast in their life. That phrase is something we know about and we know what it's going through.
It's about.
Sorry.
Look.
Yo, she gonna get you
I know,
later.
she hate me.
No.
I got
what it is, it was still alive. It's just asking if we want to add people to the broadcast.
Oh.
Can you click yes or no?
Oh, it's driving her crazy.
Yeah. Let me go up there.
All right.
That's my deal breaker.
That's your deal breaker?
So we go live, y'all.
So I remember that when we go out, alright?
Oh, Lordy.
Don't do that. Please
we
don't
remember, we go live on Instagram, WOC_podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter, WOC_pod.
Maybe
and
you gotta
of course,
swipe up.
Oh, shoot. I don't know if we was live this whole time.
Yeah, we were.
Isn't that the goal?
We were live.
I just feel like it should. All right, there we go.
Okay.
There we go. See,
Right.
y'all see the
we
difference?
was.
Asking all them questions. Asking.
We live in a very wild society. You know, some people you get on the show, they don't want to say nothing. Other people, they almost trying to run the darn show for you. And I find it crazy.
I'm right in the middle.
All right, I got some yes or no questions, and I need to get these questions out in a very timely fashion. I do this, and some people want to elaborate. I don't need no elaboration. It's a yes or it's a no. And since we got 3 people, you're going to put the thumbs up for yes, and you're going to put the thumbs down for no, okay?
Okay. Let's go.
Smoking. Deal breaker or no? Okay.
Yes,
Lynn,
definitely.
Okay, so.
Cigarettes, if you smoke cigarettes,
Okay.
that's a deal breaker.
Okay.
Wait, is it cigarettes or is it weed?
Okay,
There's a
see,
difference.
we always need an elaboration.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do both first.
Smoking.
Okay, so Taylor's saying no. Smoking in general
It's not a deal breaker.
is not a deal breaker.
Smoking cigarettes is a deal breaker to me.
Okay, Leona.
Smoking cigarettes is not a deal breaker for me, or weed.
Weed is not either.
Yeah, no.
Hard drugs. Cocaine, heroin.
Yeah, that's
The
a
rest
deal breaker
That's
for me.
a deal breaker.
You
Okay,
cannot do
everyone
no-
is a deal breaker for all 3 of y'all.
Is lean a deal breaker?
That is a hard drug technically, but for you it would not be a deal breaker. Gotcha. Voting for Donald J. Trump and
That's
or
a deal-
being a Trumper
That's-
because for some reason this is a thing.
You know what? Can we do a...
Okay, she's
Yeah,
saying
I'm-
maybe.
I'm like in the middle.
Julian like maybe. Okay. All right, it is a deal breaker. Leona's saying yes. Okay, now why exactly?
It's not just for only him, but just most forms of extremist bothers me for either parties or all
Okay,
parties.
extremism of political extremism.
Yes, is an
Okay.
issue for me.
Okay, gotcha. Let's keep them going. I don't know. Maybe this is a Caucasian people thing. Pickup truck.
That's a deal breaker. They be tailgating me in traffic.
Really? So
Yes.
if he drove a
Wait,
pickup-
so this is deal breaker?
Yes.
All right, yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Okay, for y'all
Oh,
two,
no.
it's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not for me.
Okay.
If
let's-
a girl drove a pickup truck,
If she drove a pickup truck, that's not a deal breaker to me.
okay.
I'll take it.
I seen some pretty girls drive some pickup trucks.
I drive a pickup truck.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm gonna add on when we're done.
Okay. Let's get this one going real quick. It's a Christian one. Watch porn and or masturbate. Okay, not a deal breaker. Not a deal breaker. Okay, gotcha.
Boy, if you don't...
Yeah, I got me. Temper/anger issues. And we're talking about the dating phase, so you know they got the anger issues before the relationship. So you said yes. Leona's saying it is a deal breaker.
I'm like in the
These
middle.
two are saying it's in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now explain why you're in the middle. Because you don't know what type of...
You can go ahead.
Okay, so here's the thing. You wouldn't know
quick
what to
explanation,
expect
I
with
think.
them, okay? Because people with anger issues, they can go off at any second. But at the same time, they can work on themselves as well and improve. So it's in the middle. I used to have anger issues, and sometimes it still comes out, okay? But I have calmed down a lot.
Okay. Wow. Thank you for the short, concise explanation. One more from me, and then I'll give it to Julian. Breath stink. Now listen, this is the dating phase, so you're not even in the relationship and you know the breath stink. That's a big deal breaker, I would think, right? Or maybe you could deal with it for a little bit. Okay, so these two saying yes, Julian saying yes. I think I would probably say yes to that one.
Can I speak on that real quick?
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think I'm going to have enough time to talk about pet peeves. I don't like stink breath.
Okay.
I don't like stink body.
No.
I don't like dirty fingernails. That one, it's a compromise only because you can just easily clean them. But I don't like them. I don't like young bull stains.
Okay.
I don't like any appearance of like dirty.
Wow.
Smell dirty, look dirty, feel dirty. Like if I sit next to you and I start itching, that's a problem.
Right. And
like,
I'm itching right now, just sitting
well,
next to all y'all. So, you know what I mean? I'm itching right now. I might get some money later on today. I don't know. Okay, man.
So I got something for y'all. I got something for y'all. As deal breakers, you know, y'all put your thumbs up or down, singing off. If they're not over their ex.
No, that's a deal breaker. Oh my gosh, yes. I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, this is strongly preferred, but I am passionately like, listen, you cannot date anyone who is not over their ex. You can't do it. You can't.
I did that before. It was a terrible mistake.
Yeah, I've tried.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah. Well, what if you're not over your ex? You did.
Hold up. You need to get out of the dating pool if you're not over your ex. I'm sorry. You could call yourself single. If you're not over your ex, get out of the dating pool pronto. We're not here to talk about no rebounds and all this stuff. Nah, y'all the ones messing up our dating pool. Really.
Well, that's one of the top 11 deal breakers. Okay, another one is.
To elaborate though, like on the over the ex, there's a difference between somebody over their ex and somebody grieving their ex. There's a difference.
I like that.
Yes, because there's a difference. So I remember I went on a date with this gentleman and his ex passed away. They broke up on on a good term, and he was still healing from them breaking up. But, he decided to put himself in the dating pool, and we were having a great date, and he started crying, and he was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this date anymore. It wasn't anything I did, it's just like, I need to take myself out, because I'm still grieving the death of somebody that I loved and cared about, and that's hard. That's a hard thing. There's a difference between, getting rid of, separating from an ex as somebody who passed away. Yeah. There's a difference.
And I think it's important to go on dates and to kind of put yourself in the front line just to see what your triggers are. When you're in that situation, because you could be fine by yourself and not think about them and cry, and then as soon as you get around somebody that reminds you of them, it's all right, how strong am I? Right. So I feel like you gotta put yourself out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Until he was happy that we had a good date, so he saw that at some point when he's future healing, he was that he could put himself out there, but he just wasn't ready yet, and that was perfectly fine. Right. So if you have a loved one that you were with before, do not put yourself in the dating pool until you are actually ready.
Please,
you're gonna hurt yourself, and you're gonna hurt whoever you possibly could be dating.
Yeah.
All right. For the sake of time, we'll go to this last one. If they show you no value, not value. If they show no interest in you.
Ooh. Well, some of these simps would say that's not a.
Right.
That's not a. Some of these simps would say that's not a deal breaker. First off, the deal don't even start until two people show interest in each other. Now that's me. That's me.
But y'all dating. I dated for a minute and they're showing no interest. Deal breaker?
Oh, you can still pursue. I think you can still pursue.
Okay, so no interest, but they still want to talk and go on dates and do all that. Is that what you're asking about?
They're not interested in being committed to you, or they're not interested in you.
They're showing no interest.
So you're saying that this person just wants to be able to like have someone around
Yeah.
until they're with somebody
That's
that they actually
dangerous.
show interest in.
That's
No, that's a deal breaker
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Nah, that's a
Yeah,
deal-
oh, she's funny, yo.
No,
She had to get the clarifications in. Yeah, that's a deal breaker. Yeah, no way.
Wait. I'm gonna go one more.
Okay.
Have no sense of vision.
So clarification, no sense of vision for themselves or what
for
they want,
us.
or for us.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, either way, for themselves
That's-
or for the relationship.
Now, okay, so here's a compromise on that. So I
Uh-oh.
could compromise if I was on the same level as them. If I had the same thought process, like, you know, of like, okay, like, you know, I'm not really interested in this person, but I kind of want to have them around and figure it out. If I was on the same page as them, that would be different. But if I'm not, I'm just going to bounce out. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because, you know, we are all social creatures. We want to be able to experience and be around people. You know what I mean? But you have to both be, like, agreement on that. It can't just be all, like, all right, I'm just going to keep doing this nonsense and still pretend and just continue to hurt this person that could develop these feelings. Because, not myself, but there was a girlfriend of mine who did that with an arranged marriage that she had. She was an arranged marriage. Her parents set her up with another person
He was
and his
African?
parents. No, these individuals are they were East Asians. I'm not going to specify which, like, nationalities, but they're East
Why
Asians.
not? Why you can't
Huh?
specify?
No, because everyone's going to be like, oh, of course. Like, we're not going to be doing that.
Chinese.
You know what I mean? No, I'm
Chinese,
not going to
Chinese.
name any.
No, we got her, so
Asian.
you're straight up. I know. I think I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
So, you know, they had and they had a compromise and an agreement. It was like, okay, like, our parents wants us to do this arranged, like, dating type of thing, and they were both in agreement. They were just hanging out, chill as friends, and, you know, unfortunately, like, you know, they were having a great time, but unfortunately she started developing real feelings and actually fell in love with him, and then he was like, oh no, you caught feelings, and we've been in this, like, arranged dating for a year. I'm going to break us up, even though she wanted them to develop a real relationship, you know, because of that, because they got to know each other as people. That's what happened, and he was all like, "No, I don't want to do that anymore."
He
So
wanted to
she
keep
got
it
heartbroken.
black and white.
Hmm?
He wanted to keep it like black and white.
Yes.
Mm.
So I did feel really bad for her, and she got her heart completely broken because after that arrangement over, after he told his parents that that they didn't want to do it anymore. So after she got her heart broken, she wanted time to heal, but her parents were like, "Okay, this relationship is over. Now we have to set you up with the next, like, you know, arranged dating."
Right.
And it's very
That's
tiring.
deep.
Even
Wow.
yeah. It is, and so many of my friends, we've always joked about in the past, like, oh, we just had arranged marriages. I'm like, look, they can be as messed up as just putting yourself into the dating pool.
Right.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm gonna say something because I think this is something I've heard, and I want to see where everyone is at with this. You know, bring it to another side of this thing. Cheaters, people who cheat.
That's on my notes. That's
Let's
on my
talk
notes.
about it because some people are under the belief that cheaters stay cheaters for the rest of life. And if you find out someone has cheated on their partner, and now maybe they took you out on a date or two, you're like, do I want to consider keep going with this person because they already told me in the past they have cheated on their past partners?
Let me take this, Lord.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
Why is the all that?
I feel like
Because,
you
bro,
just made us like walking to a confessional now.
Yeah,
Like, that's
I
what it
know where
sounds
this.
like.
Well, when I got cheated on.
Wait.
Oh man, here we
That's
go.
not where it's going.
Or when I cheated on.
No. You're making assumptions.
All right, come
Okay.
on.
Nah, because
Debunk
y'all.
everything that we're thinking,
All right,
please.
all right.
Yeah.
So look, what I was going to say is, you got the line that people say, once a cheater, never a cheater.
No,
Wait, what?
no.
I've
Once a
never heard
cheater, always a cheater.
I mean, once a cheater, always, you know what I meant. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Mm.
I mean, it's not always true. Now, depending on the person, some people, you might have a person that cheated once in their life
Mm.
and would turn away. Bam. Then you might have a person that won't stop cheating, can't stop cheating for
Ooh.
if it saves their lives.
Mm.
You want to stay away from them.
You definitely want to stay away from them.
If it happened multiple times, you like, oh, no.
So it depends on the person, but it depends on how badly he wants the relationship with you.
Right. Ooh.
And if he wants to, he wants to change.
But Tay trying to tell y'all he can't change.
No,
I'm looking right at you. I can see.
Her body language.
Now,
is
she
saying,
already she gonna hit you with the no when I got cheated on.
How you know?
I know. I see the face.
Hit y'all with the opposite.
If he was a previous cheater and wants to change and be in committed relationships, then whoever he's with, they have to want to agree to that too. It can't just be like, like that person has to be the one that makes him change. You know what I mean? He has to want to do it for himself or herself. You know what I mean?
No, I disagree with that. If that cheater
controversy.
Because I disagree with that. If that cheater meets the right woman, that boy gonna be like, I don't want to cheat again if I got that woman. But in his mind, morally, he may be like, listen, I ain't got a problem with cheating. I don't believe in the sanctity of a relationship or a marriage. No, I do.
No,
but you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Well, then be in an open relationship then. If you want that. Not to be like, I want to be in this committed relationship.
To be honest,
if he finds that special woman that makes him feel special, right? It's like over and above. And he's like, all right, I live my life. I've been the player. I've been out here messing with all these shit. Now it's time for me to settle down. It's time to be a one woman man. He's gonna do it.
That's why there's a timing to some of these deal breakers too.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like, I don't know. See, I cheated before.
Ooh, confessionals.
The very next day, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And part of that was guilt, and then the other part was like, this relationship is not for me. Now me, I'm not a fan of cheating. I don't like cheating. I despise it with every fiber in my being.
Yeah.
So if you cheat on me, like, that's just horrible. Like, that's horrible. My thing is this: why cheat? Why be in a relationship if you're gonna cheat?
Yeah.
And that's a cliche question, but the answer to that is like, I just thought about this today.
But you just cheated though.
Yeah, but I broke up with you the next day.
Hold on. But
did you tell him you cheated?
No, I'm not one of those people.
Why you ain't say that? Why you ain't tell him?
Cause he didn't need to know.
So you
that would have crushed that man's heart. That would have crushed.
You already broke up with him. You already crushed his heart. You might
I
have let it all out.
I think he's alright. But
you think he's alright?
So
can I ask you a question? Why did you cheat?
Cause I was already ready to like not be in a relationship, and then like
she already signed out.
Yeah,
he didn't know. Man,
she tapped out.
Yeah, I was already.
She signed her name on the line. Wow.
It's not that anymore.
And the oted guy swooned you, didn't he?
Her face right now to the people who can't see the video is amazing.
So today,
I don't know.
I can't really speak too much on that.
Yeah.
I was younger and I was just having fun. Like I just like to have fun. So I can't even say I was younger. Like fun, I like fun. Fun is fun. But what made me realize like recently, really I think it was today I was looking at something, why people cheat is because, or no, think about this. You know when you're single, nobody wants you. When you're in a relationship, people want you.
Yes.
I know why that is. It's because you have something that somebody wanted. So now you're committed. So it's like, so as a single person, it's like you have to go through the whole, well, what do you bring to the table? When you're with somebody, you don't even have to tell them what you bring to the table. You brought something. So that attracts other people now. It's like, oh my gosh, she's with somebody. They brought stuff to the table. I want that. That's why. And then with cheating, it's like, and I mean cheaters who are like, hey, I got a girl, I got a dude, but I want to mess with you. that it's the same thing. It's like I got something. Like I have a girl, I have a dude. So that gives me like I don't know, like that just adds to my qualifications.
Right.
Like that's what people think.
Yep.
And that's just a mindset. Like for me to figure that out, it's like wow, like okay. I still don't condone cheating. I don't like cheating. Like that's I had notes. Like that was one of my like I can't compromise on it. But I understand why people cheat, but I don't think you should because like at the end of the day, there's a lot of like single people who have good qualities. Like qualities that are good enough for a friendship or like a really tight bond. It's not always like, like romantic love. It could just be platonic love and stuff like that. But I feel like people think that your best qualities have to be exhibited through a relationship. Like it doesn't have to be. Like you can really meet your best friend with everything you would bring to a table for a partner. And maybe I'm just venting right now, but I feel like if you have good qualities, like it doesn't mean like all right now somebody has to take me off the market. No, I'm gonna have these qualities single or in a relationship. So it's like don't cheat on me with somebody. I won't cheat on
if
you.
you got some good qualities and somebody want to take you off the market, so somebody else wants to try to use and abuse them.
I mean that does happen, but you have to. I feel like you have to use discernment. Like you have to understand. Like is this person matching me where I'm at?
Yeah.
And then we can elevate together, or we're good where we're at. We just sharpen each other as we progress in life.
Sharpen,
or
yeah, I like the hand motion with that.
Or is it like, no, I might make a little bit more than this person, but they want me. Do they want my money? Or my resume, my experiences are a little more advanced than theirs. Is that why they want me? Like, you really have to use discernment. I feel like if you just sit back and observe, you don't have to ask questions. People lie. Sit back and feel the energy.
People show you who they are. Believe them. Isn't that Angelo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Angelo.
Wait, they what?
People show you who they are. Believe them.
That's my Angelo.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Like all the talking stuff, that's at the door. Like that's a script. Like I feel like most guys follow a script. Like no matter what your race is.
You feel like that too, or
wait, what's script?
Is it just guys, or does female does that too?
Females do too, but I feel like guys, because they're more like what's the pursuer? They're the pursuer. Yeah. Like no matter what race you are, they just follow a certain script. Like they gotta tell you all the good stuff first. All the good stuff first.
I think a woman does that too. I think all these women
they do.
But
I feel like all right, I'm gonna give
stuff.
you an example. I might be cutting into the time, but like I was going to the corner store and this guy like, oh my gosh, I got a 401k, I got a good job, blah, blah, blah. Like that's what he's telling me to get me to like really, want to be with him or something. And I'm just like, you're not gonna see a woman walk around saying that. Now these strong, independent women who don't need a man for nothing, they'll do that. But in my opinion, even as a strong, independent woman who don't need a man for nothing, I would not go around bragging about that. I would not. Like, I'm not saying I don't need a man for nothing. It's a lot I could use a man for, but I'm just saying, like, that's not something I would go around bragging about, like, because then it's like, no, you really do want somebody.
Right.
All right.
It's just the intangibles.
So, I'm sorry. We're going to have to cut this.
Yeah.
All right. But it was good to have you guys on here. Can I ask y'all one more deal breaker real quick?
Okay, let's see what happens.
Do y'all believe in that platonic friendship? Is that a yes or no? Because I heard you mention it.
Platonic friendship?
Yeah, break that down.
Yes.
The platonic friendship.
When you just friends?
I think for the guy and the girl being friends and doing a lot of stuff together, like
hanging out,
may do some spend a night, but supposedly ain't nothing going on.
I don't
yes,
think that's
I have plenty of platonic male friends that nothing sexual is going on with either of us or romantic feelings. So it's just straight,
night, though?
just Sorry?
You spending the night though?
Yeah, I spend the night at their place all the time. Like, not in the same room as them. I'll be sleeping in the living room with a pull-out couch or something.
Okay.
If a man were to date you,
Yeah.
do you think 9 out of 10 men, 5 out of 10 men would be okay with you in these quote-unquote platonic relationships and you staying over heterosexual male friend's house?
Insecure individuals? No, they would not be.
Insecure individuals.
Individuals.
right.
Insecure individuals. 'Cause
So-
Taylor, so you agreeing with this?
I do. Like, I like the idea of having a guy friend. But I'm going to be honest, because it's the end, I play for both sides of the team, so that might get tricky. Like if you're dealing with a girl and her friend is like, she got a friend.
Yeah.
It's sometimes hard to figure out what kind of friend is this. Like, is this your
no.
friend or is this your...
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, as I said, it comes
Well,
down
I
to
don't
trust.
think a lot of men's going to go for that. Well, a lot of females going to go for it. But
Yeah, females
let's-
would not go
Okay,
for
no,
that.
say that
let's-
louder. Females would not go for it. So if I was talking to a woman and I had a platonic female friend,
No.
you think that woman would let
A
me
girl
stay
best
over
friend? No.
Oh.
No.
We're the Controversy
No.
Podcast, episode 37. Is there anything you guys would like to promote before the end of the episode?
we got to make it quick, though.
Oh, yes. So I have an event August 6th at Gyushi Ramen at the Italian Market at 7 o'clock. So it's a meetup that I'm going to be running for individuals to come hang out and try ramen for the first time.
Wow, I might actually go to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Some people promote boring stuff. All right, go ahead, take.
I have a business, I guess you could call. I'm a showcase manager, and I do everything under the name Live to the Fullest. And I don't know when my next show will be. I'm hoping in September, but you can follow me on Instagram at justcallme.tay, and in my bio you'll see the page for the businesses.
Awesome,
Yeah.
fantastic. And of course, my name is the brother Germ Griffin, Julian Wizzle. You want to close it out for us?
This is your boy J-Rob, and this is it.
Yo!
End of the show. Thank you for having me guys. Follow us on Instagram, WOC_pod. YouTube, WOC_pod. Facebook, The World Controversy Podcast. Twitter, WOC_pod. And Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anything you want to find podcasts, The World Controversy Podcast. Podcast, I give you all forms of controversy. This is it. We'll see you next time. Amen.
Amen.
Bye-bye.